Okay, this is the third part of my talk today, and it's about the quantum field. What do we need to know about the quantum field? Well, in the last talk I gave you, I said what you put out is what you get back. Because you can think of the quantum field as the receptive. This goes to pretty much new thought thinking, which is metaphysical thinking, which is a way of manifesting things. The Tao, T-A-O, is also made up of a receptive or a female part. So you have free will, you have choice. And what you do is you put out a vibration into the receptive. What's the receptive? Everything around you. The universe around you, starting right here. Starting right here, right in front of you. It's receptive to you. It's very plastic. What does plastic mean? Well, if you think of plastic. Plastic originally means something that can be easily molded. Plasticity is, when you think of plastic, it's hard plastic. That's because it's been frozen. But in order to get plastic parts, they were very soft and moldable. And our reality, the receptive reality around us, is moldable. And who molds it? We do. And we mold it by what we are putting out into the receptive. We are male energy. It doesn't matter if you're in a female body. You are putting out male energy. Everyone has got male energy. And the male energy is what you're putting out. And the receptive is the universe around you. Starting right here and going out and into infinity. So the best thing to put out into the receptive is love. The very best thing is to put love into the receptive. Because the more love you put out, the more love that goes into the receptive. And when the receptive gets love, it gives love. So when people give you love, best thing you can do is give more love back to those people. Because you can accelerate the love by giving it back to those who love you. Someone gives me love energy, give them love energy back. It magnifies it. So someone gives you a hug, you give them a kiss. Someone gives you a present for your birthday, give other people presents for their birthdays. What about someone who is mean to you? Instead of them giving you love, they gave you mean. What do you do with that? It's very difficult. Don't give them mean back. What about setting a boundary and say, stop being mean to me? Yes. What else? Some might say, perhaps you have put out a mean energy somehow to someone else, and it's coming back to you now. When did you put out this mean energy? 14 lifetimes ago. What? Yes. So you have to realize that the mean energy that you just got was from something that happened 14 lifetimes ago. And then you got to say, fine, what goes around comes around, and it just hit me. From 14 lifetimes ago, that's where it came from. I put it out. I was in a different body. But it came back and hit me just now. So what do? I just have to accept it. And then what? Well, you have to realize that the person who just delivered you the mean energy was simply the messenger. So don't take it personally. Don't take it out on that person. In fact, the best thing you can do is be love. And what does love do? Well, maybe what you have to do is go away for a little while and meditate on it and change your vibration, because you just got hit with, a mean streak. So, instead of you spreading mean around, because that's what tends to happen, someone yells at you and says, you're an asshole, you tend to get angry because it spreads. So what you have to do is transmute that energy, which means you got to go away somewhere and you got to take time to recognize, I'm not really an asshole. But some point, somewhere, I was an asshole to someone else. So that just came back to me, and I got to let it go. And I got to realize that that person who was mean to me, I just got to let it go. What do I do with that person? I just got to let it go. It's like, just let it go, which means what? It means I'm not holding them personally responsible for being mean to me. They were simply delivering an energy. They couldn't help it. Oh, yes, they could have helped it. No, they couldn't do it. How can I know that? Because there's times when I've watched myself be mean to other people. I could feel it coming on. One moment I was happy, and then someone arrived, and then I could feel this weird feeling that I was going to be mean to them. I couldn't stop it. The energy came, and then I said something mean to them. And I immediately said, where the hell did that come from? That wasn't the way I was feeling. And then all of a sudden I said something mean. Well, you have to forgive yourself for being mean, because you're simply transmitting an energy that you couldn't transmute fast enough. If you got that mean feeling and that person wasn't there, you could meditate for 2 hours and you could change that energy from being mean to being love. But at the current time, it takes time to transmute negative energy. We can do it. No one else can do it. We do it. But it takes time. And it means we have to be with that negative energy. And it will shift. But it takes time. And it's our job to realize this. And we have a lot of problems because you might hear this now, and then the situation will happen, and then you'll have forgotten what I said. How do I know? Because it happens to me. It happens to me. I've been learning all this stuff for years and years and years, and I still forget it when I need to know it. Why? Because the collective, all of us, are not participating in transmuting negativity. We're spreading it and we're adding to it. Because of ignorance, not understanding that we are here and this is how we can change things. So everyone's got to participate, and if there's only some of us that are participating, the negativity of the massive amounts of people who don't understand things overwhelms that of us who do know it, and then we forget. So we got to keep coming back to these teachings. Got to keep coming back to these teachings. Because no other teachings are going to work. Eye for an eye justice does not work. It makes things worse. Capital punishment makes things worse. Going around saying that there's horrible people in Hollywood drinking children's blood called adrenochrome makes things worse. Because we're putting more and more focus onto negativity, negative stories. And a lot of the people that are talking about these adrenochrome, you know, if you're one of these people, I'm going to ask you, do you eat meat? Because if you eat meat, you're eating adrenochrome, animal adrenochrome. Because these animals were murdered so you could eat meat. So stop telling adrenochrome stories about other people. Put up your hand and say, I ate meat. I participated in the slaughter of animals. And then stop eating meat today. Stop buying meat. And tell everybody else the same story. It's time that we stop eating meat. And drop your adrenochrome stories. Stop spreading horrible, horrible stories. Start putting up your hand and saying, I'm not perfect. And I'm going to stop pretending I'm perfect and that I'm innocent. I'm not. And no one on this planet is innocent. No one. Because we've been here reincarnating lifetime after lifetime. And we've done horrible things in the past. You just look at the history books. We've all participated. So we got to get some courage and some balls. Stop putting out negative energies. And we just got to be love. And that's how we change the quantum field.